Welcome to your Sterile Compounding online lab lecture. In this lecture, we will be reviewing 3 separate videos. We will be discussing the proper hand washing technique as well as garbing and applying your sterile compounding gloves. Intermittently, I will pause the videos to provide any kind of comments or feedback regarding what you have seen.
This video will provide instruction for proper garbing technique. Make sure to be in scrub attire with no makeup, jewelry, artificial fingernails, or fingernail polish present. The process will go in a dirtiest to cleanest fashion from bottom to top. The shoe covers will be applied first. After this, place the face mask on. If a male has a beard or facial hair, a beard cover may be required. The final process in garbing is putting on the hair cover. And at this point, you'll be ready for hand washing. This completes the garbing video.
Okay, so in this video, the demonstrator had placed his shoe covers first, and then he had placed his mask, and then the hair cover. The comment that I wanted to make regarding this is that we definitely want to make sure that we cover the dirtiest to the cleanest. After further review with updated USP 797 guidelines as well as the Texas State Board of Pharmacy, it had been decided that the shoe covers should be the first item to be donned. Secondly, I've seen discrepancies with respect to what should be covered first, whether it should be the face mask or the hair cover. What I am seeing more consistently is that once the shoe covers have been placed, that the hair should be covered next, and then the mask. If the person has a beard, then they definitely would have to place the beard cover first prior to placing the face mask.
This video will provide instruction for proper hand washing technique. These instructions are for facilities that use sinks without automated faucets. The first step in the process will be obtaining and laying out the supplies needed to complete this procedure, including soap, scrub brush with fingernail tip cleaner, a few paper towels, alcohol-based hand sanitizer, lab jacket, and sterile gloves. Adjust the water to a warm, comfortable temperature. Wet your hands and forearms up to your elbows. This will be done by angling your hands above your elbows and wetting fingertips to elbows. Now open the scrub brush package and remove the fingernail cleaner. Use the spoon-shaped end of the cleaner to clean under each fingernail, making sure that this is done under running water. Once completed, make sure to rinse hands and set the cleaning device aside. Next, wet the scrub brush and make the brush foamy by squeezing and rubbing as needed. All washing with the brush will be done with the bristle side. Scrubbing and washing will be done in a circular motion, beginning with the fingertips down the fingers. Once all the fingers are done, move to the palm and the back of the hand for both hands. Now scrub down your elbows. This circular motion moving down the arms is used to ensure the cleanest results. All the skin in the area must be properly cleaned in the hand washing process. Rinsing is the next step in the process. This will be done by holding your arms at an upward angle with your fingertips and hands above the elbows. Begin rinsing at the fingertips and move down the arm to the elbows. This will help to properly wash the dirtiest to cleanest down the arm and away from the fingertips and point of contact. While washing the second hand, make sure that the first hand remains held in the proper position so that the dirty water doesn't run back down to the fingertips. Now that the rinsing is complete, proper drying technique must be used. This will be done in the same order that the washing and rinsing was completed, from fingertips to elbows. Use a clean paper towel to dry each hand and arm from the fingertip to elbow and discarding each paper towel after each arm is complete. If your facility does not have an automated faucet, you will use the last clean paper towel to turn off the water to help prevent contamination of your clean hands. The next step is to put on the sterile lab coat. Since you're in a sterile environment, the lab coat should be clean. The lab coat should be buttoned from the neck down to your toes. While putting on the coat, try to avoid touching anything other than the sterile coat to keep the washed hands clean. Once the coating is complete, use the alcohol-based hand sanitizer to ensure that any contamination of your hands that could have resulted is now eliminated. Let the sanitizer air dry so that it has the appropriate amount of time to work. Finally, you are now ready to put on your gloves.
Okay, some comments regarding the video. Now, first and foremost, the gentleman is using one of the hands-free faucets. If you work in a facility or you have an externship site in which you have to turn the water on and off with your hands, it's important to note that once you have completed the hand washing technique, you are required to use a lint-free paper towel to turn off the water prior to washing your hands. Secondly, please note that the actual paper towels that are being used in this video are not USP 797 compliant. The United States Pharmacopoeia within the chapter notes that you are required to use lint-free paper towels, and they're also now allowing for you to use a hand dryer as long as it has been approved by USP 797, in which it doesn't allow for microbial droplets or particles to stay within the hand dryer. The other item I would like to take note of is the hand sanitizer. This is not the appropriate type of hand sanitizer we would use in an anteroom. The reason being is because the person who would use this is required to touch, therefore contaminating their recently washed hands. We should be using a hand-free hand sanitizing workstation in which the person would not have to touch anything to receive hand sanitizer. It would be motion censored. The other item I wanted for you to take note of is the scrub brush. The scrub brush is recently been somewhat controversial. However, the CDC had conducted research and determined, with respect to scrubbing hand washing techniques, that the bristles are not appropriate to be used on our skin. The reason that they had provided is that it can actually allow our skin to shed more skin cells than if we were to just simply use the sponge portion of it. And also, they're saying you do not necessarily have to use the scrub brush and sponge at all. Here in the state of Texas, the State Board of Pharmacy does permit hospital pharmacies personnel to simply wash their hands with antimicrobial or chlorhexidine gluconate 4% wash without a sponge or the scrub bristles. What is required is that a nail, what they call a nail solution, that's actually the term that's used in the State Board of Pharmacy as well as USP 797. When they say nail solution, they're actually talking about the nail pick that we use to clean under our nails. That is a required item to use. This concludes our video with respect to hand washing and garbing. The next video I will be showing you is concerning the sterile gloving.
This video will provide instruction for donning sterile gloves. Once proper garbing, hand washing, and cleaning of the work surface have been performed, open the package of sterile gloves, being careful to only touch the very edge of the package. Once open, position the package so that the glove cups face you. It may be easier to glove your dominant hand first. Use your opposite hand to hold the inner cuff of the glove. Slide the hand into the glove, being careful only to touch the inner cuff. Once one sterile glove is donned, the gloved hand can be used to open the glove so that the other hand can be slipped into it. Since the gloved hand is sterile, it can be used to touch the outer surface of the glove. Be careful not to touch your skin or any other surface with your gloved hand to prevent contamination. Once sterile gloves are donned, you are ready to perform sterile compounding or fingertip testing. This completes the sterile gloves video.
Okay, so one of the things I'd like to point out is that the gloves that are being used in this video are too large for this pharmacy personnel. The gloves should be a tighter fit. And the other thing to take note of is while this person was using her dominant hand to place the first glove, she actually touched the sterile portion of the glove with her other hand by accident on this side. Once you have donned one glove, this glove can actually touch the sterile side, but we still do try to prevent that from happening if at all possible. Now that you have watched these videos, I would like for you to review the Ticket to Lab worksheet number 2 so that you can answer the questions. And now this concludes our lab online lecture.